Mom, I might want to go to medical school. Cue the flood of pride, and right behind it, fear. I know what this career can do to a person. I know how it builds and breaks you, even in the same day. How can I let her go down that path? The good news? There's a way to guide her without scaring her or you. There's a way to share what you've experienced without discouraging her at the same time. What I want my daughter to know is that choosing a career in healthcare isn't about proving anything to anyone, not to me and not to the world. It's about answering the call that feels true to her. If you ever felt this tension between legacy and letting go, this episode is for you. I'll walk you through 3 steps that will help you turn fear into clarity and support into partnership. Find the full transcript and more resources for physician moms at inspiredmommds.com/67. You're listening to the Inspired Mom MDs podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Cindy Van Prague. I help physician moms take back control of their time and energy so they can prioritize what matters most and thrive at work and at home. Thank you for joining me. Now, how did I handle that moment my daughter said she might want to be a doctor? She just attended a nursing immersion camp at the University of Texas in Austin. I was more excited than she was. She's expressed a strong interest in nursing lately, but was still a little unsure. And that's when she found this week-long summer program. I was so thrilled to support her because this meant she could get her feet wet before deciding on which college to pick later this summer based on what she wants as a career major. My excitement went even higher when I learned that they invited parents on the last day of the program to experience some of the classes and see the campus. And it was that day, over a cold piece of pizza, that I got to sit alone with my teen for about 45 minutes. Now, mind you, we never really sit face to face for 45 minutes with no phones, let alone talk that much in one sitting. So this was my opportunity to scope out her feelings on nursing and life. Her opinion, she had a great week. It had lots of hands-on activities. They were fun, but it didn't answer her deepest question. Is this career choice for me? And as we talked, I gently asked her some open-ended questions. It turns out that she is seriously considering medical school. And at that moment, a mix of emotions flooded over me. I won't deny pride came forward that my little girl might follow in my footsteps, but it was quickly followed by fear and protection to keep her away from the slew of landmines that medicine hides. I recognize nursing also shares significant issues like burnout and disrespect in the workplace and not having enough time for your patients. But I do know the pitfalls to medicine all too well. On the flip side, I know the incredible satisfaction and accomplishment and joy that comes with doing what you love. And you can see it in people's faces, the nurses and doctors, when they love their job, right? For my daughter, this is a pivotal moment, and she starts to apply to college in a month and a half. So how do you navigate this discussion with your child who says they may want to go into medicine? Do you discourage them out of protection? After all, they haven't lived it like you have. Or do you gently offer support without judgment? Because they are most decidedly not you. The solution is to model a conversation that blends truth with trust in their feelings and motivations, their ability to decide. You can do this by offering your child clarity and not fear. So how do you support your child's healthcare dreams without projecting that fear? I'm one of those people that can't seem to hide my emotions. I'm the prototypical wears her heart on her sleeve type of person. When I feel uncomfortable and conflicted about supporting my kid's interest in medicine, I'm 99% sure it shows on my face. She may see my guilt for not wanting her to follow in my footsteps, my pride in continuing my legacy, or my fear in knowing that she'll endure extreme moments of physical, emotional, and spiritual exhaustion. Maybe you have a great poker face, and I secretly envy that. But in both of our cases, the simple truth remains: how do you move beyond that internal conflict to an honest connection with your child? I'm talking about that grounded discussion to help them with love and purpose rather than your instinctual urge to pressure them or protect them. How do you offer up your hard-earned truths without discouraging your kids' dreams? I have 3 steps today to help you do just this. Step 1 is to manage your emotions before responding about their career. So in retrospect, what I really like about that conversation with my daughter over cold pizza was that it was on neutral ground. We were sitting in a cafeteria. It didn't have all the distractions of being at home or from phones. It was easier to focus on the conversation and, quite honestly, easier to keep my emotions in check. Comfortable silence is a beautiful thing, isn't it? I was able to pause when she dropped the bomb that she may still choose medical school. I could take a bite of my pizza to disguise my moment of processing my thoughts. And then with the swallow and the blessings of time, I responded with a constructive answer. You see, I don't want to project my fear of pain on her. I don't want to put pressure on her to make the right choice either. With my emotions in check, I was able to offer more of a partnership in figuring out her path forward. This is my first tip. Take a moment to consciously check in with your emotions before responding to your child. Allow yourself to experience those uncontrolled feelings while choosing silence or using a short distraction. Then, before responding, ask yourself, am I about to project my pain or am I offering a perspective? And before giving that advice, reflect on your own hopes and fears and biases. Now, step 2, how do you share the truth about medicine without passing on your trauma? It's important to share your real experiences and not just lead with bitterness. Well, that's hard. That can be tough. When I retell stories from medicine, they can bring up intense feelings of anger and disgust and frustration, and you name it. I can think of one interaction with an attending who unjustly accused me of mishandling how I prepared for a case that day. I had fully discussed and followed the advice from a different attending, which my original attending learned about, but it never led to any kind of apology or consolation from him from the reaming out that I experienced in the OR that morning. It was humiliating and unfair, but I was in no position to argue. And I know this happens as part of the process. The subordination to instructors is real, and maybe I wouldn't have these feelings today if I processed this years ago. But my idea is to share experiences with a different lens now. Your kid deserves to hear the truth and not just the trauma. So the truth I would give my kid today would not center on my horrible experience, but around how to manage these situations when they inevitably arise. I would share the truth about tricky interactions with superiors and maybe a mantra to handle difficult or toxic people, like, I'm here to learn, not to shrink. I am not defined by someone else's emotional immaturity. Step 3, prioritize your teen's career calling, their calling over your expectations. Help them explore why are they drawn to healthcare and what role aligns with their values, because it's not about you, it's about them. I asked my daughter questions to help answer her why, and I focused on what was really important in her career and what was really important in her life outside of work. It's helping them with the big picture of life and how they want a career to fit in to that ideal. It also shows her that her identity is not solely determined by her career choice, even if it was a strong calling. She has the freedom to custom craft her life. And that reminds me of my episode 21 with Dr. Sharon Hull, who talks about how to custom craft your life of all ages. You can find that by searching for episode 21 on your podcast platform or on inspiredmommds.com/21, by the way. So back to prioritizing your teen's vision. An easy way to do this is to get curious about their why. Some open-hearted questions you might ask your teen include, okay, well, what draws you to this path? What parts of healthcare or helping people energizes you? What kind of life do you imagine for yourself? The key is helping them identify how their career choice fulfills their calling without feeling compelled in any one direction. I don't want my daughter to feel like she has to or should do anything she doesn't agree with. You can say, I want you to choose a path that lights you up, not one that you feel you have to choose because of me. So my key takeaways for supporting your teen's decision. As I look at a picture of my baby on my desk right now, I realize that she is not mine to control or care for anymore, at least not like when she was 8 months old anyway. She is her own person now, with her own wills and desires. My role as mom is ever shifting, and it's an exciting journey. And this experience of helping my daughter pick between nursing and medical school is one more moment that I am so blessed to help her through. I can't help but imagine someday her retelling her story of how she chose to be a nurse or a doctor. I hope through my guidance, she learns how to share her hard-earned truths with future mentees and her kids. And at the end of the day, I just want her to know that I support her no matter which path she chooses. The 3 steps I talked about today can apply to so many situations, right, as kids get older. So I remind myself to check my emotional temperature before responding, speak the truth and not just my trauma, and prioritize my child's calling over my own agenda. Don't forget to join me next week for another dose of support and inspiration. And until then, take care of yourselves and take care of those who matter most. It's time to take control and thrive. Thank you so much for tuning in today to Inspired Mom MDs. If this episode resonates with you, please share with a friend who may also benefit. And I humbly ask you to please leave a review so other Dr. Moms can find me too. And just a quick reminder, this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and isn't a substitute for medical advice or care. I'm a board-certified physician, but this content isn't connected to my clinical practice and no doctor-patient relationship is formed here. Please always talk to your own health professional about any mental or physical health concerns. Please see inspiredmommds.com for full disclaimer.